I am on a mission to build a farm for every item in Minecraft. So, in this video, I'm going to give myself 1 week to see how many farms I can build. And by the way, we are getting so close to 40,000 subscribers, so please consider subscribing. And with that, let's jump straight in and start on the first farm. So, farm number 1 is a witch farm. Now, thanks to a recent update, witches can now drop up to 8 redstone. So now witch farms are really efficient, especially since all old raid farms were broken in 1.21. Now originally I was planning on building a new 1.21 raid farm, but I tested over 10 different designs and none of them worked. The raids just wouldn't spawn. I checked all my settings and they're all normal, so if anyone has any idea why I can't get these farms working, please let me know in the comments. Anyway, back to the witch farm. I'm currently gathering all the resources to build the farm. Now, this farm is relatively simple compared to some of the farms later in the video, some of which I didn't even know were possible, so stay tuned for that. Anyway, now I have all the resources for the witch farm, so let's build it. So, the way that this farm works is that witches spawn on these platforms, which then move so the witches fall through. They are then pushed up a water elevator to where I'm AFKing, so then I can take them out to get the drops. So, I AFK'd at the farm for a few hours, and this is all the redstone that I got. Okay, so farm 2 is going to be a concrete converter. Now, some of you may think this isn't a farm, it's a converter, but this is in fact a concrete converting farm. So I'm going to count it as a farm. And now, some of you who have watched these videos before may know that I already have a concrete converter, and you aren't wrong, but for a future video I'm currently working on, I'm going to need hundreds of thousands of concrete blocks, which will take my old converter weeks, but this new one that I'm going to build should be able to handle it in just a couple of hours. So, if you want to be here to see when that new video drops, make sure to subscribe. Right, now back to the farm. I'm currently gathering all of the resources that I need to build the farm, most of which is just a bunch of random redstone resources, which thanks to my storage system, I have plenty of. Speaking of my storage system, it may be getting an upgrade soon. Anyway, now that I have all the resources gathered up, I can build the farm. Right, now the farm is complete, I need to test it. So I grabbed some concrete, and here you can see just how fast this farm is, because it converts 180,000 items per hour, which as I mentioned will be perfect for an upcoming project. And I got all of this concrete here in just a couple of minutes. So, this next farm is in fact 4 farms, 2 main farms with 2 mini ones inside. So, the main farms are going to be a rooted dirt farm, which is then connected up to a bone meal farm, and then the 2 mini farms are going to be a hanging root farm and a pale hanging moss farm, which I can use whilst AFKing at the rooted dirt farm. And by the way, if you want to build any of the farms that I do in this video, they are all going to be linked down below in the description, so go check them out after this video. Right, so now I'm gathering all the resources that I need for these 4 farms, which once again is mostly just redstone resources, which is again all just in my storage system. Oh, and by the way, this is only my 11th proper video, so I'm still learning how to make them better. So if you have any feedback or ideas or anything I can improve on for the next video, please do let me know in the comments down below. It really helps me to improve these videos and make each one even better than the last. Or, if you don't have anything I can improve on, just say hi, because I read and respond to every single comment. And by the way, if you see the farm setting on fire during the time lapse, it's because in the test world the fire tip was turned off, but in my world it isn't, so the leaves kept catching fire, so I had to replace some of them with glass. Right, now I'm gathering up the final few resources that I need to build the farms. And now, finally, with all that lava collected, that's everything I need, so let's build the farms. So, when you flip on the bone meal farm, it starts creating and destroying moss, turning it into bone meal, which then gets sent along to the rooted dirt farm, which then uses the bone meal to create azalea trees and rooted dirt, which is then pushed along and blown up. After AFKing at this farm for a few hours, this is everything that I got. But I was also using the 2 mini farms whilst AFKing, and this is what I got from them. Now, before I build the next few farms, I need to name some fish, because in my last video, I said that everyone who commented on that video would get a fish named after them in my world. And that's what all these fish that I'm naming are for. But if you would also like a fish named after you in my world, all you need to do is comment, and I will name one after you in my next video, which will be releasing on Saturday the 1st of March. And if you want to be here to see that video, please subscribe, also because it is my dream to one day reach 100,000 subscribers, and by you subscribing it puts me one step closer to my dream. So, thank you to you for subscribing, and thank you to everyone who has already subscribed, it really does help. Anyway, back to the video. These are all the fish from the people who commented on my last video, and in the future I'm going to be building a much better home for all these fish. But for now, let's get on and build the next farm. And this next farm is in fact 3 farms, which is going to be a fern, seagrass and a regular grass farm. These 3 farms are all relatively small and simple, so to make up for that, I'm going to build 2 giant ones towards the end of the video, so stay tuned for that. But in the meantime, I need to collect all of the resources to build these 3 farms, and because all these farms are so similar, it means there aren't actually that many different resources that I need to collect. And now, I have almost got all of the items that I need. The last one that I need to grab is just some grass. And there we go, I have everything that I need, so let's build the farms. So, this first farm is a fern farm, and it simply works by me placing a small fern, which then gets bone mealed into a big one, and then I break it, dropping 2 ferns. Next up is the seagrass farm, which works by me breaking the grass after it gets bone mealed. As I'm in a minecart, it means I can break much more. And the grass farm works in pretty much the exact same way, by me being sat in a minecart and breaking the grass. And I got all of this grass in just 1 minute. On to one of the last few farms now, and this one is one that I never even knew existed, and that's because it's a bee nest farm. Now, despite how complex you may think this farm should be, it's actually relatively simple, because all it is basically just a tree farm with a minecart to allow you to move around and harvest the bee nest. So, as you can see once again, all that I'm doing is gathering more resources. It's almost like that's all Minecraft is, gathering resources to build farms to get more resources. So, as I've already pretty much explained, this is just a tree farm that every so often happens to spawn a bee nest, which I then break by moving around in the minecart. And now, on to the final 2 farms. These farms are identical, apart from the fact that one is a grass farm and one is a mycelium farm. Now, you may be thinking, didn't you just build a grass farm? But this next farm that I'm going to build is actually a grass block farm, and works by turning dirt into grass blocks. But to see the really interesting way that these grass blocks are harvested, keep watching, as it isn't by me or by TNT. Now, for some of the other farms, you may have actually recognised them, but the tutorial for this farm only has 5,000 views, and it's from 7 years ago, so this is one of the first ever videos featuring this farm. And hey, by the way, if you have enjoyed the video so far, please like the video, as it really helps the video to get recommended to new people. And whilst you're down there, why not have a guess in the comments of how many farms you think I managed to build in just 1 week. But anyway, for the final time I'm gathering a load of items to build the final 2 farms. And despite what you may think, these farms are in fact quite complicated, because how the dirt needs to be spread out around the farm so it can get turned into grass and mycelium. Now, unfortunately, part of one of the time lapses got corrupted, which is why it starts halfway through, so I apologise for that. But now that I have all of the resources I need for the 2 farms, let's get into the final time lapse of the video. So, both of these farms work in the exact same way. I am at the bottom, placing dirt. Meanwhile, endermen are spawning up here. They then run to try and attack the endermite and fall down this hole. And as they do, just before they die of entity cramming, they pick up a grass block, which is then regenerated by me, placing dirt, which slowly makes its way around the farm, turning into grass. And once the endermen die, the grass blocks go into my storage system. And as you can see, the mycelium farm works in the exact same way. So now, the week is up. How many farms did I manage to build? Well, the grand total is 12 farms. And if you enjoyed this video, why not watch this other video, where I build the world's fastest guardian farm, or this video, where I build the rarest farms in Minecraft. Thank you for watching, bye!